All right, welcome to
All
Off
right.
Top. My name is Dylan Wilson, and today I got two very special guests. My guys Adam and Mark from the Talkn Boys Wit Da Boyz podcast. You can find it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. How you doing, guys?
What up? What up? What up?
Yo, what's good?
So normally, Adam, you're the point guard. You're dishing out everything. You're letting everyone else shine. Today, I'm gonna try to be the point guard for y'all. Y'all are gonna be the stars of my show today.
There
Yes,
we
sir.
go.
Let's ride.
So, what'd y'all
Yes,
think of the
sir.
game last night? Give me some initial reactions. What a game, right?
Man.
Man, you go ahead,
Go
big
ahead,
bro.
Mark.
I'm
Go
back
ahead,
on you.
Mark. My initial reaction was there was a lot of things that I saw that I loved, man. The fact that Dakota Rain came in, most hated, number 4, showed the world what he's about. You feel me?
Yep.
One of the other things, I mean, aside that, I mean, there was some bright. We had one of our biggest question marks, so to speak, was on the defensive side of the ball, and some of the stuff it was there. It was there. We saw some good stuff from Parsons. D Law looks like he's in all pro form, in my opinion. I mean, he was
Mhm.
getting back there. The pressures were there. The only thing was the cornerback spot, man. And we all saw what happened yesterday.
We've
The
all been
cornerback
talking
spot
about
that
it for
you
so
talked
long
about.
now, man.
Yep.
I mean, dog, there's a reason that Anthony Brown was Cheeto's backup last year. We've all seen it. There's no formula that's amazing. We saw this happening. Those of us that know what we were looking at. I mean, you could even visualize this dude catching passes on Anthony Brown, man.
Yeah.
Man, you know what, man? It was the crazy thing is that there's people out there that were for fans out there that they were fine with this. They were really, really fine with Anthony Brown opposite of Diggs. That's still mind-boggling to me. You know what I mean?
I
Like
think
how?
I don't know
Like
if they were
how?
fine with it. The thing about it, big bro, is like it's a familiar name, right? So
Yeah.
we bring in these new corners, right? We bring in Kelvin Joseph and Deshaun Wright, and we bring this new blood in, and the familiar name is supposed to be the solid starter, especially if he has a contract, especially if he's been here. And you know what though? Look, this is going to be a very popular take, real quick, but at the same time, that was AB. That was Steeler AB. Now we know Anthony Brown is not what he's supposed to be. I've harped on it myself. I look, man, I played on this narrative so heavily. It was what I saw. Was I surprised? Hell no. But do I think that Anthony Brown can do it against a third receiver? Yeah. Your third receiver, I think he can hold down, but not your best receiver.
Yeah, I think that's on us, to be honest. Like, we knew Anthony Brown would not be able to guard Antonio Brown. We talked about it before the game. That was our biggest concern. And, like, he was going to get cooked. And the fact that we really didn't give him any help bothered me. Like, a lot of
With
those
hot
mistakes
grease,
could have been
Dylan. That
prevented.
boy got cooked with hot grease, man.
For real.
Yeah, we didn't make any adjustments. But what's going to be telling with this is going to be very telling with this in the next game, and even in the week of practice that we're going to have. Because if they start giving Deshaun Wright little looks over there, then we're going to know how much faith they have in him. But if they don't, they're either making a huge mistake or they have no faith in Deshaun Wright. Because I mean, they didn't even bring him in this last game. I mean, look, you don't change a horse midstream. We've all heard that phrase. You don't change the horse midstream. So you're going with Anthony Brown. You're going to ride with him. But at halftime, if you could move Diggs over to Antonio Brown and bring Deshaun in on Mike Evans, I mean, we could have tried that a little bit.
You know what?
You're not putting Deshaun Wright on Brown.
Look, fellas, I get that. But if we're gonna go through growing pains, I don't want to go through growing pains with a third year, fourth year starter. Let's go ahead and just cut ties, put the rookies in, and let's rock. You know what I mean? Because I could have got that from Deshaun last night. I could have got the same result if he would have got.
I don't know, big bro. I got to
cooked.
disagree with you on that. I think he would have gotten much more cooked, bro.
Man, cooked is cooked, bro.
But I think if you bring Deshaun in, you're not bringing him in to guard Antonio Brown. You're bringing in to guard Mike Evans, and you put Trevon Diggs on Antonio Brown.
So what you're saying is you would give Wright the same opportunities you give Diggs last year.
Man, might as well, man. I would. I mean,
if we do that, so we're putting Joseph aside, because if we're going to put the eggs in Wright's basket right now, Joseph isn't going to come back and get any of that time when he's healthy. We know that, right?
What I would do is I would put Trevon Diggs and Deshaun Wright on the outside and let Kelvin Joseph be the nickel corner.
Okay. Okay.
That way you get all three of them on the field at the same time.
So what you're saying, and look, I'm not disagreeing with you. I want to fix this too, man. You know what I mean? I want to fix this too. I really do. I think Diggs can take the smaller receiver to mid-side receiver to bigger receiver. I think Diggs can do it all, man. Really. I mean, from what we saw last night, Mike Evans who? Right?
Dog, if we can get dog,
erased him.
Dog, if we can get Diggs to, or if he can turn into that player that locks down one side of the field, bro.
I'm really interested in seeing what kind of responsibilities they give him as the season goes on, man. Because traditionally in this defense, I mean, my big bro and I talked about it before off air with stuff. We've never, this is the Quinn defense. Richard Sherman stayed to one side. Browner stayed to one side. Nobody ever traveled with anybody in these defenses, man. But if they allow Diggs to travel, that will say a lot right there. Because in these defenses, Richard Sherman always, even when he got the criticisms, oh, you're the best corner in the game, travel then. They still didn't travel him. Remember?
Yeah, I remember too, man. There was a lot of people getting on his ass about that. How you the best? You know what I'm saying? You don't even travel. Other receivers were talking mess at that time too, but that's just not a part of Quinn's defense, man. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really travel. That's the Rex Ryan, Rob Ryan type of 4-3. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yes, sir.
And we saw how those worked out.
All right, guys. Let's talk about Rain Dakota Prescott. 333 days. Hadn't played football, wasn't playing in the preseason. He was out with the shoulder injury, shows up against the defending champs, arguably the best defense in the league, and puts up 400 yards and nearly pulls off the win. How did y'all feel about his performance last night?
Let me go first, BB, because I already know you, man. Hold up.
Yeah.
All right, look, hey, rest does not equal rust. Okay, I'll say it right now because on our show I was talking about it.
I'll take it back.
I'll take it back. Rest does not equal rust. All right. Now, Rain Dakota came out and went toe for toe with Tom Brady. He did. Now, in my opinion, he's better than him. We've seen a few things from that end. Last night, Tom Brady was taking what we gave him. Dakota was taking what he wanted. Okay. Yep. All right. Yep. And man, he went out and earned it, man. And I was holding my breath on a few of those rollouts every once in a while, like you guys were, but I'd like to see a little bit more design runs in some of those situations too. From Dak's end. Look, we'll get on that topic in a little bit, but I am ecstatic about what I saw out of Rain Dakota because we pay him the over the hump money. We pay him to put us in situations to win, and he earned his damn paycheck last night, boys.
Man,
yo, he sure did, man. He sure did. Hey, but just like y'all, man, when that boy broke contain, man, and my heart dropped a few times there, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
There was a tackle where one of the defenders fell on the back of his leg, and it gave me flashbacks.
Yes, dog. I was like, please, Lord, please.
I heard my brother drop the crown all the way from over here.
Hey, Dylan, I ain't gonna lie, I was on a sick one last night, bro. On a sick one.
Hey, man, I don't even blame you.
Dylan, I called him at halftime, dog, because we don't really text during the game because we're too involved, man. We try to, but it's like, nah, man. And I call him, and this dude's like, all right. So what are we doing here, man? You need to get off my boy Dakota. I was like, what?
Yeah. Hey, that was a decent impression too.
I was like, wait, dog. It's your little bro. I'm not Dakota, dog. and then he coaxed me into it, and I start sounding like I'm on the podcast, man.
Yeah. We was on one last night, man, but it was fun, man. But yeah, man, more about Dak, man. Dude, he looked primed up, ready, man. Like I was very, very impressed, man. And I've always been impressed with Dak, man. Like we stated on our pod, man. Like when y'all were there, last week when you were with us, man, or this, just past whatever this past pod. But anyhow, you know, we all said he's a gamer, man, and he showed it last night, man. Like Mark just stated, man, rust versus rest. Shit, it didn't even matter last night. That boy was out there slanging. He looked good doing it. Yeah, there was we saw a couple of throws that were kind of behind CD and some of the receivers. We saw you know, on a couple of them scrambles. I didn't really notice it until somebody was just like, does he kind of look weird going to, you know, I guess like shuffling, I guess, coming out. And I was like, he kind of looked like, you know, he was being careful, so to speak. But yeah, man, the boy looked good, man. He had some dimes. He threw some dimes last night too, man. You know what I mean?
He was playing darts last night.
Yeah, one of the biggest or I'm hearing this a lot. One of his best throws which was the interception from dude. And dude, when you go back and look at when you go back and look at it, he what is it? Thread and needle, man. Like he really
that was that window throw, bro.
Yeah, the thing is, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, if you go back and look at it, and I mean, I understand this, but I understand CeeDee Lamb as well, man. I mean, what's his name? 26. I think it was a 26. He was right there. It looked like CeeDee Lamb pulled up and was like, y'all ain't fixing to make lamb chops tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I had flashbacks of a couple receptions last year where CD had a couple, you know, down the field in the middle getting hit type of catches and still came down with it. So it kind of surprised me, to be honest.
Well, you know, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, if CD has another drop or two, he might start getting a bad nickname. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Does CeeDee Lamb have a drop problem? He didn't in college, but so far in the pros, it's kind of seeming like he does.
I mean, it's not like that was just a revelation we saw this year. I mean, we saw, you know, once or twice last year, too, in crucial situations.
Yeah, didn't he have like 8 drops or something last year? 8 or 9, something like that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And last night,
3? Was it 3 last night?
I don't know. I don't know if they count that one where he was sliding to the ground. I don't know if they count that, but it bounced off his chest and he got both arms around it. So I'm not. So
yeah.
Then you got.
I would count it. Yeah.
With that, I mean, I guess we got to go back and look at it because I mean, yeah, he had to slide down and get it. It was catchable? It was okay. That's what I was getting at. Was it catchable? You know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, if it hit him in the chest and it came off his chest, that should be catchable.
Yeah. That's true.
Especially if he's sliding to the ground. That's what I'm saying. Like he even said in his own words, if he gets his hands on it, he should catch it. You know, so
yeah, absolutely.
And he had that one interception went right through his hands. I mean, it was a little bit of a stretch, but Dak threaded that needle right between 2 defenders, put it in the window, and CD let it right out the window.
So I noticed. I noticed on Twitter there's a very loud faction of people who are mad that Kellen Moore had the offense passing so much. How do y'all feel about that?
I think let me get on here, man. Let me get in here, Mark.
Yeah.
Me personally, I texted guys earlier, man, and I think this was the game plan all along. I honestly did.
Yep.
I don't think they came into the game thinking that they would be able to slow down the Buccaneers offense as good as they did, so to speak. So I think honestly, in my opinion, I think Kellen planned for a shootout. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people out there. So it is kind of getting on my nerves. Oh, well, Zeke, we heard this earlier too, huh, Mark? Let's trade Zeke to go get a cornerback. I was like, bro, what like, do you understand what Zeke means to this offense and what he did protecting Dak last night? Bruce Arians came out earlier. Yeah, Bruce Arians came out earlier, and I quote, he said, Zeke did this in college at Ohio State. He was one of the best blocking running backs coming out. You know what I mean? So I mean, you have to change how you going to run into a brick wall? This ain't the Jason Garrett freaking era. You know what I'm saying?
And if we were running into that brick wall, we would have been down by 2 touchdowns, and everybody would have been pissed off at the time for being predictable.
Why are you running it? Right?
You know, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, because I'm gonna be completely, transparent with this. What did I say when I called you at halftime, big bro? We need to run the ball more, right?
We need to run the ball. Yeah. That's exactly what you said.
You know, that's what I said. That's what led me into getting accused of being a Dakota hater. But anyway, but but you know, the thing is, because you look at it at a traditional standpoint, because in the first half we threw the ball like it was a crazy amount of proportion to like 5 runs, right? So everybody starts harping on it, getting mad at it. Hey, I was looking at it, but then again, when you really look at it, look at the hidden numbers. There were a lot of 2-yard receptions. There were a lot of different short passes that made up and really were the running game, to be honest.
Long handoff.
Yes. Kellen Moore did a great job, man. I was sitting there having a nerdgasm over the play calling. I mean, even on that, was it double, triple, reverse? You know, and did you see that one where Pollard fakes the pitch to Coop and then takes it straight up the middle? Just faking the pitch changes the play.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You know, there was so much going on there. I loved it.
That was good.
You know, and then even in the second half, I really don't have a problem with it, man, because in the second half, he was still giving those little looks where I know I'm going to run into a brick wall, but I'm going to do it because I have to have the threat of it. And he didn't overdo it. He did it once or twice, and then he backed up off it. And there was a time where Dak does play action right after one of those, and it sucked everybody over to the left side. It was in the fourth quarter, I believe. And that was due to threatening with the run. I think Kellen did a great job, man, because if they weren't sold on that, they wouldn't have had everybody going to that side. He had everybody sold on the run game, and we weren't even running the ball. Great job.
So I'm gonna offer my opinions on this. So we're going into the game. We're going against arguably the best defense, the number 1 rush defense in the league. You're missing Zach Martin, and your offensive line is going to get bullied in the middle, in the interior. And you come out and you know for a fact that you have to get the ball out. You have to get the ball out fast. You have to do these long handoffs like the bubble screens and all that. Yes, Zeke wasn't getting handoffs and everything, but his pass blocking was instrumental to our success last night. And the fact that they were smart enough to recognize that we're not going to be able to get the run game going tonight, so we're not even going to waste all our valuable downs on feeding the ball to Zeke for 2 yards, like that spoke volumes to me. And Kellen Moore was smart enough to make sure he kept running with the play actions and the fakes and all that. You don't need to run the ball in order for play action to work. So the fact that they kept incorporating play action and a lot of pre-snap movement, it just sucked the defense in and kept them off balance the whole game. And I thought he ran a brilliant game plan, and a lot of plays unfortunately fell apart because of the blocking. Like we saw a couple, what was it, 3rd and 3, and they handed the ball off to Tony Pollard. It just got blew up because of the blocking. And again in the red zone.
They get real quick, Dylan. They got bullied, and the bully's name was Vita Vea.
Man, he was. Tyler Biotis nearly fell on Dak Prescott at one point. He was so far.
Right.
That thoughty lap dance you predicted didn't happen the other way, bro.
Hey, it didn't happen. It came back the other way. But look here, that's one of the things that needed to happen in this game for us to win. Was our O-line needed to win in the trenches, and it didn't happen, man. It didn't happen. You know,
but going into the game, I completely agree with Dylan on that. Look, you're coming into the game, and this is the number 1 rush defense 2 years in a row, right?
2 years in a row,
yeah. So and you're missing the president. You're all pro. Your best offensive player, to be honest with you, pound for pound. Okay, this isn't just
stats don't lie, man. Yeah,
this isn't just some offensive lineman. This is where everything goes, man.
Right.
You know?
We stated. I mean, we spoke on the stats before. It's 4.5 yards when Martin's there, and like 3.2 when he's not. That's ridiculous, dude. That's ridiculous, bro. Yeah. So
everybody needs to give a big clap to Conor Mcgovern, man.
He played his ass off, man. I saw he was the second best, highest rated offensive lineman last night behind Tyron, and Tyron didn't have any pressures from JPP. So
don't get us started on that. I spent an afternoon trying to explain what a pressure and a sack and what different things go with different people. A lot of, it's like there was a play where JPP is pushed past the play and pushed past the pocket. And somebody was arguing with me that he kind of made a decision to pull up. It's like, no, man, Tyron was pushing him that direction. That's where he wanted him to go.
Right.
Dak steps up in the pocket. Tyron pushes JPP 7 yards out. Perfect.
That's right. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah.
That's
It's
what
not
you
that
do.
it's not that he's beating you out that way. It's you're letting him go out that way so that way he can get away.
And I remember there was
quarterback.
I even got a picture sent to me, right? And this is how people have to understand the way the line works. Tyron's big trunk of an arm is on JPP's chest. JPP's arm is past, but it's already like 2 yards past Dak. And the dude's like, see, look at the pressure. What? Where?
Yeah. Yeah.
Staying on topic with the offense, what do we need to do differently in the red zone? What's going on with that?
Well, if CD can catch the damn ball, that's one thing different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That stalled a few drives, bro.
It did.
Yep. And Gallup got hurt, man, and I think he's a weapon down there, to be honest, man.
He's our jump ball guy, so it definitely hurts not having him. Mm-hmm. So you guys think it's merely a factor of getting your guys back and them doing their job and catching the ball when it's thrown their way?
I honestly think that's half of it, but look, man, the way that's a strong run defense. For us to say, hey, let's analyze what we did wrong. But at the same time, like I said, I'd love the game plan. So, I mean, it's going to get pretty hard in the red zone with the best defense in the NFL, right?
Yes, man. Everything condenses down there, man. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard as hell, man. Yeah, I think it's sometimes it's got to be both, man. It's got to be your players and your play calling, in my opinion. I don't know what Kellen has to do different down there, but that has been an eyesore for a couple years now. So, we're still struggling down there in that red zone.
Well, I mean, how many points did we give up? Was the final score there?
It was 29-31, wasn't it?
31. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, so I mean, yes, red zone offense, and yes, we can harp on that, but Tampa Bay on the defensive end got a lot of short fields too with that shitty special
Yeah, let's talk about
play.
that too.
Hey, hold up. Hey, let me ask y'all something. Was that really Greg the leg Zerline, or was that the kick?
Nah,
the kicker
that
from
was
Bishop
his shadow.
Sycamore?
That was his shadow, dog.
Hey, I think that was the kicker from Bishop Sycamore, bro.
Man, like that just freaked me out, man. Like this dude doinks a 30-yarder, and then you're like, yeah, Greg, get out there and kick the 60. What?
Wait, didn't he doink the 30-yarder and then he missed the extra point?
Extra point,
And then he tried to kick the 60-yarder.
And then they asked McCarthy why you did that, and he's like, we got a lot of faith in Greg.
Why?
Oh man.
And there was a whole bunch of other extra points where they just barely grazed inside and stuff. I don't know how he made that potential game-winning kick after missing all those, but man, those early ones were ugly.
If you go and watch it, I'll tell you why he made it, because he didn't line up and think about it anymore. From a kicker standpoint, he didn't do that long off to the left side and line up nice and pretty like a kicker. Nah, he damn near stood 2 yards behind it and didn't even want to look up and kick it straight. That's what he did.
Yeah,
it was nearly blocked, but it went in.
Yeah.
He towed it straight in.
So, do you guys think we have a kicker problem, or was this just a bad game?
I think we need to bring a kicker into the practice squad to give him competition. That's what I think.
I agree.
Where's Kai Forbath at? What's he doing nowadays?
Very true.
Very true. Yeah. Now I agree. I agree with Mark wholeheartedly. We definitely need to bring somebody in. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what's up with Kai. You know what I mean? I mean, not Kai. Greg. You know what I mean?
Well, Greg had off-season, lower back surgery? Is that what he had?
Yep.
Well, okay, man. So you think about lower back, you think about what that goes into. I mean, that has a direct effect on the legs. If this is going to be a pattern, man, get his ass out of here. Who was that one kicker? What was the kicker a few years back that we paid all that money to? Peyton Manning called him the dumbass kicker when he talked about him from the Colts, and then he came and shit the bed. He was a big dude with a buzz cut, man, and we brought him into Dallas. Vinatieri's never been in Dallas, and we brought him in for a year, and I forgot his name. He was with the Colts. Peyton Manning made fun of him one time, and he was calling him a dumbass kicker who needs to close his mouth because he got he was feeling himself a little bit, I forgot the dude's name, but he came into Dallas, shit the bed immediately, and we had to get him out after we paid him a bunch of money. That's what this seems like to me, man. This hyped up kicker who's had this history of doing these things, and then he has a physical problem, and now he needs to be in Canadian football.
Yeah, speaking of kickers, man, let me ask you guys a question. Special teams, man. Special teams. We gave them pretty good field position, man. We shit the bed on special teams last night. That's for sure.
We've been shitting the bed on special teams all preseason.
Before that, it was last year too. We've been bad at special teams for a good minute now.
Hey, I will say one thing though. That kicker for the Bucs, he coughed and cornered our ass 3 times?
They have the greatest punter I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how their punter is so good.
That first punt, I was like, "What is that? Oh my god!"
I think average starting position for the Bucs was like the 40. You know what I mean?
That's just
it was wild, bro.
It don't make no sense. Like, why did the Cowboys always have terrible field position? They always have to go the length of the field, and everyone else is like by the happy, 50.
Yeah, 40, 45, just right there. We got to go from the 10 on to the other side.
I'm still waiting to see this genius that everybody says Fossil is, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm serious.
Shots
like
fired, that Fossil.
We said, hey man, well seriously, like where's this genius coming into play? I really don't see it. I mean, you're the guy who's keeping Greg around. You're the one who vouched for him. You're the one who said he had off-season surgery, guys. He's my boy. I got him. He'll be fine. Okay, that's a bad decision.
Yep.
Yep.
And another thing, last night we didn't activate Malik Hooker because we needed help on special teams. So, 9 lives, Darian Thompson got the start. Well, not the start, but he got called up. And so we brought in the special teams guy, and special teams still wasn't very good, but that's neither here nor there.
We called him up, and I forgot we called him up because I never saw his name called last night.
How did Casey do last night? I didn't really see much of him. Did y'all notice anything?
Casey?
Well, per PFF, he was our second highest graded defender last night. Number 1 was I believe it was D-Law. Number 2 was DeMonte KZ, and number 3 was Michael Parsons.
Hey man, KZ was the one who put his helmet on that ball to get us the fumble.
Yep.
That was KZ, man. Yeah, that was the game-changing play that I was looking for. I was like, oh, all right, here we go.
Yeah, they were about to score at that point, and then
yes, they were. They were on about the 4. He was already going in. We were all about to start, having nightmares, and KZ put his helmet on the ball, man. KZ did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's.
But I think he played really well, man. In my opinion.
How do y'all feel the defense performed in general?
As a whole.
Yeah,
man. As a whole, I asked this question earlier as well to the homies, man, and I kind of questioned, was the pressure really there, or was Tom Brady just getting that ball out quick enough? You know what I mean? We on one of our shows, man, I did a fool's gold 24K, and Randy Gregory was my fool's gold, man, and. I didn't really see much from Randy. I wasn't really paying attention as much as I should have, maybe. But I didn't really see him do much but grab the fumble that DeMarcus Lawrence punched out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, he wasn't beating his man.
Yeah, so they were ready to put a gold jacket on that man during training camp, man. I called it, Mark. I called it. I called it, bro.
I saw you, and I'm about to tell you something else I called after we go over this.
No, go ahead and call it. What you call it? Amari Cooper? Alpha?
Yeah.
He was. He was, man.
Yeah, you know that. My fool's gold and my 24 karat was that CD was going to be the fool's gold and Amari was going to be the 24 karat. And that game was a microcosm of what I predicted. Because, yes, CD had a touchdown. Yes, CD had some catches. But that's not what I expect. I expect for him to make those crucial catches when he has to. I expect for him to be in the position he needs to be and to be the receiver everybody thought he was in training camp. And I'm sorry, he's proven wrong so far.
Yeah, CD had a good game.
That's a very good way of putting it right there, man.
Hey, yeah, but that boy had a good game. Hell yeah.
And Alpha had a great game.
Yeah, there was a couple
Yeah.
times where he was up. I was really worried we were about to lose him, but I guess that's just Amari Cooper. He plays hurt.
Hey, I saw a
Yep.
stat. So they said that last night he had a career high in receptions. Is that true?
I think so. I saw that too. I don't
13?
remember exactly what it said, but I think it was the most for week 1 or something like that in
Yeah, I think
Cowboys
it
So
was
I
the
don't
history.
most
mean
for week one.
so Dylan, real quick, I'm gonna take the ball out of your hands and come up the court real quick. So real quick, man. Do y'all think that right there, is gonna be a huge issue? If that's what do y'all think about that?
What, CD?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's going to be a huge issue. We saw a lot last year that his drops came in typically not crucial times, but this game I think is the outlier, and I think it's probably
Yeah.
game one nerves. It's not even just a normal game one. You're going against the champs and stuff, and it's only year 2. And I feel like
So
he had a lot of expectations. He'll improve.
so do you think that we've seen the best out of Amari in general, not as a Cowboy, but in general in his career? Do you think we've seen his prime, or do you think that he hasn't gotten there yet?
Man,
How
I
old is
think
he?
he's entering
26?
his prime.
What's that?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, I think he is 26. He's 26 years old, ain't he?
I think so. You don't even
Amari?
enter your physical prime until you're around 28. So no, I do not think he's entered his prime.
That's a
Man,
bit. So I mean, this is an interesting proposition. I mean, because
hey,
everybody's
so
talking
that's
about
scary.
Amari getting traded, right? I mean, everybody was like, "Hey, CD's the man." Michael Gallup. Who wants to take Amari from us?
Everybody.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm looking at this dude like, "Hey, do you want another contract, homie?"
Right.
Yeah.
And, you got to keep Amari. And it's not even just Amari. I see people like always trying to get rid of one of the receivers, whether it's Michael Gallup or Amari. Like, no, if you win the Super Bowl, it's going to be because your offense is so prolific. I want all my weapons. I want Dak to have all those guys, and I want to go blow everybody out and go win the Super Bowl. But if you're just trying to get rid of Michael Gallup or Amari Cooper and bring in like a safety or something, it's not going to help your chances to win the Super Bowl. It's going to be you're downgrading your strength just to boost up your weakness slightly.
Bro,
Exactly.
when all those receivers were in there and Dak was like locked in, I swear I was hearing classical music because it was so beautiful. I swear.
Yeah. Hey, look at Tampa. They brought Godwin was they turned around and brought Godwin right back, bro. They were
Yep.
like,
Mm-hmm.
nope. You know what I'm saying? So
And you saw why they did.
Yep.
He had a great game except for that
and we
drop.
got fans wanting to get rid of guys left and right when just for we need this. Let's do this. No. Let's just keep adding on, fellas.
We just get so arrogant as Cowboys fans, man. Sometimes, dude, that's why, look, I'm a very passionate, obsessive Cowboy fan, but I'm also logical with this. We look at it last night, and all of a sudden you start hearing all these, trade this for this, trade that for this, trade that for this. You're like, you really think this team will look the same without Zeke there? Seriously? Look, I'm the guy who's talked about him as not wanting to re-sign him. I'm the guy, who said, but at the same time, that's business-wise. Football-wise, we need that dude. Everybody understands that, right?
Yeah, I'm in the exact same boat you are. I didn't want to re-sign him, but if he's here, I know what he brings to the table.
Dude, and last night, Dak would have got killed if it wasn't for Zeke, like we touched on earlier.
Yep.
Absolutely. And then RG3 with his dumbass tweet talking about Baltimore needs a running back. Baltimore needs a running back. Why don't the Cowboys trade Zeke over there so he can get paid to do what he's paid to do, and that's run the ball in a running offense. And then these Cowboys fans latch onto that, and they're like, yeah, let's just trade him over there and get a DB. Who are you going to get? You think they're going to turn around and give you their best DB, Marlon Humphreys? No.
No.
It don't work that way.
You might get a third-round pick.
Yeah, it's like that. Hey, that don't even equate. You feel me? Like that don't even equate. So we're gonna go take a running back from you because we quote unquote run the ball all the time, and then give you our shutdown corner, and then Peter's done. We done. You know what I'm saying? He done tore his Achilles and he's out. So now our secondary is looking like y'all secondary, shitty as fuck. They don't even equate, man. So I hate that shit, man. That's the kind of shit I hate, bro.
Think of the proposition of that. Think of the proposition of that. Even if we traded Zeke to Miami for Xavier Howard, we would still be shittier than we were last night. You know what I mean? It would be a decline.
Yeah.
Hey, and the balls of some of these fans, bro, Tony Pollard, we can just pick up with Tony Pollard.
Oh my God, man. Look.
The balls of these guys, man.
Tony Pollard can catch, but he can't block.
Bro,
Yes,
he would have got
some of these
walked
guys
back
are
like
gonna
the
take-
Oddish last night.
Yeah, worse.
Oh man. Hey, Zeke, what the numbers Zeke did on Devin White? Every time Devin White tried to rush, man. Hey, applause.
And Devin White's a hell of a player, man.
Applause.
Hey, that
Applause.
whole linebacking crew is a bunch of studs, man.
Yeah, Levante David had himself a game too. You got to give him his props. They got a hell of a
Yeah, he
linebacker
did.
duo.
Yeah, and we pretty much held it down without our best offensive lineman. So come on, man.
Speaking of Levante David, what y'all think of that missed helmet call? I put missed in quotes.
I was wondering about that. Is that not a penalty anymore? Because every Emmitt Smith fan
No, it's
understands what
definitely
that is.
still a penalty. It's definitely a penalty. So
I was wondering, and then the announcers didn't even say anything.
that's what was
Yeah.
like weird to me. It's like that you took your helmet off, and he didn't even just take it off. He slammed it on the ground. Like
He
there's no
slammed
way
it
you
on the
didn't see it.
ground.
Yeah, but
Yep,
you know,
yep.
it should have been first and goal Cowboys at that point. But it is what it
He
is.
had-
Hey,
He had
hey, I was
two
yelling at the
15
TV,
yards.
flag, throw the flag. You know?
Man, there's a lot of us yelling at the TV for flags last night.
There was
Oh,
another call people were debating, and that was the game-winning pass essentially. Tom Brady threw that back shoulder. And did y'all think it was a push off or was it a good call?
Yes. Nope. It was OPI.
Yeah.
And not
Yep.
because I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. That was obvious. Definitely obvious.
It was
Yeah,
very
I mean-
obvious. It was definitely,
I mean, shit. I mean, you could tell Jordan Lewis wasn't faking, man. The Godwin pushed him straight up, man. Like he
it wasn't
pushed
a
him like
Ramsey
little kid.
situation.
Yeah, no, man. It's not. You know, he. Hey, there's some LeBron fans, and I don't mean to bring this up.
Hey,
The
be
flop.
careful.
Hey, the flop. You know, he's really good at it. Hey, Jordan Lewis. That wasn't a flop, bro. It looked like he was trying to snatch a candy that his big brother took from him, and his big brother just pushed him down. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Yeah,
no, definitely. I was gonna tell you that. Okay, look, big bro, that didn't look like LeBron. That looked like Manu Ginobili. Okay, that's who that looked like. All right, with his flopping ass all over the place. All right?
Manu. Yeah.
That's who that
Speak
looked
on it.
like.
Right there,
Okay,
right
There
about
we
it.
go.
okay, so I'm about to get going right here.
My
So that
bad,
was
Dylan.
off-
I know you like
Hey.
the king, man.
Yep.
and you know what my team is, big bro. You know I bleed gold and purple, so you know that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So you're a Lakers fan?
So-
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Let's
Oh
go.
yeah.
I was
a
I mean,
big
I'm
Kobe
staring at my
fan. Big Kobe fan.
I'm staring at my Lakers banner right now, man. Oh yeah, man.
Okay,
Yeah, I can
okay.
take you back pretty far with the Lakers too. I mean, I'm a diehard Cowboys, and look, I shut some basketball off for a little bit sometimes, but I could go on a podcast about the Lakers too.
Talking Cowboys and talking Lakers, baby. Let's go.
But real quick though, I wanted to add this to it though, real quick. I wanted to add this. So I yes, offensive pass interference. And I'm sitting there and I'm like livid, bro. I mean, everybody was, right? And then I'm sitting there thinking about it. The only way that made me feel better is sometimes bitch ass calls don't happen, right? Because I was thinking about it and I was like, damn, that looked like Anthony Hitchens on Pettigrew in 2019. A little bit.
Yep.
You know, and we got away with that. And you know what I said after that? Exactly what the Bucks fans said last night. Shit happens. Sometimes it's called, sometimes it's not.
If it was
That's
reversed and the Cowboys player pushed off like that, I'd be wanting no flag as well. And in that situation where you just have to respect the great throw, in my opinion, I don't blame them for the no call because that was a beautiful throw in a big moment. And
Yeah.
I know the refs don't want to step in and make the game about them, you know?
Hey, you see what Tommy's doing now, man? He's compensating for his lack of arm strength with just watching everybody out there. Once he sees somebody's back turned, going that way. Like that one to Antonio Brown coming like across the field over the shoulder. Everybody's like, oh my God, how did he do that? Because he knew Anthony Brown's back was turned, man.
Right. He's not going to
Yep.
find the ball.
No, you know, he had a lot of people spinning around yesterday, and his arm strength is not there anymore.
Hey,
Nope. He
Tommy
doesn't
Boy-
have zip
hey,
on
Tommy-
the ball like he did, but he makes up
He
for it with
doesn't-
his mind.
Yeah, he's definitely surgical out there, man. He was definitely surgical out there. So I don't know, man. That's hard. That's hard to beat. That's hard to compete with, man. The guy, oh man, his reads, everything, man. It's, you know what I mean.
So do you think we should have milked a little bit more time off instead of at the end?
Well, you know what? Let's get to that. Let's get to that because we threw on a first down when we should have ran the ball 3 times to milk that clock. You know what I'm saying? It was an incomplete pass to stop the clock.
Yep, and one more would have got a couple seconds more off, and who knows where that would have went. You know what I mean? Because they didn't have timeouts there when that offensive pass interference happened. They did not have timeouts.
Nope.
That what was it? The holding call on that deep pass to CD, that was brutal. Down the sideline.
Oh yeah.
That was Tyron Smith. They called it on 77.
You know what though, guys? From the other end too. I mean, look, we were getting annihilated up the middle, right? But we also got away with a little bit of holding and tripping sometimes too.
Oh, do what you got to do.
Oh. Hey, no, I got you. I'm just saying, it's perspective. You know what I mean? Because, oh my God, once Connor Williams got forklifted too. Connor Williams got forklifted and handed to Dak.
That's it. Yeah.
On the silver platter.
I just got home. When I got home earlier, playing on NFL Network, they were replaying Vita Vea once again, pushing old Connor Williams this time back into Dak. I said, golly, that man was massive, dude. That boy is 6'4", probably rocking around at 360, 370, man. That was child's play. Hey, that was child's play for him, man, last night.
You know what, though?
Biotish and Williams.
You saw what they did with Vita Vea down there in the red zone, though, when they had him as a lead blocker, right?
The fullback.
Yes.
So why don't we have Bohanna come in and do that too? If these dudes are stuffing us up the middle so hard.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean, Bohanna's
you got to find ways to get creative.
I mean, that's what I was saying. Like right there at the end, instead of that incomplete pass, you go, hey, you know what? Goal line package, let's run some clock off here. Who gives a damn? They know what we're doing. I got this dude who's about 6'4", 340, and he's coming straight at you. Stop him.
That's right.
Let me ask you guys, how were y'all feeling about the team after last night's game?
I think.
Go ahead, big bro.
As a whole, man, as a unit, with the Lyell news.
We'll get to that.
Hopefully we get, we're getting Martin back next game. Barring any kind of just significant injury, bro, I honestly think, hands down, I think we're the best team in the East for sure. I think we win the East for sure. If we can put this together, and this defense can elevate itself and be something that we be the defense that we think it could be, and that's not necessarily saying a top 5 or top 10, middle of the pack. Even just below middle, better than what it was last year. And we all know what the fuck that was last year. You know what I'm saying? Straight trash, straight basura. But the thing is, man, if they can just elevate their game, I mean, the way Dak is playing, dude, at an MVP level, dude, and I mean, man, I think we can make a run, man. I really do. You know what I'm saying? And like he told Tommy Boy, man, confidence is there. We're gonna see you again. We're gonna see you again. You know what I mean?
I've had like a schizophrenic bipolar day today, bro. Okay, like seriously. I woke up ecstatic. I woke up, the birds were singing. I saw a rainbow and shit, and I was like, you know what? We went toe for toe. We were the better team last night. In fact, moral victories.
You was tweeting it.
Hey, moral victories do not go in the win column. They don't. But after doing what we did last year, the James Espinosa gave a really good stat, man. He said the last 5 starts that Dak has had, the defense has given up 38 points.
38, my friend.
38 points. And last night's defense was not that 38-point defense, okay? It's way different. It's way better. That's why I feel very confident. I'm looking over there at Diggs, and I'm like, man, we got something out there, don't we? Last year, we gave up 29 touchdown throws last year, man. And so it was just Swiss cheese everywhere. That's not what I saw. I mean, the first series of the game, Tommy Boy goes 3 and out. What?
Yep. That's right. Yep.
What? What?
First game. Hey, first game. Off top. Off top, baby.
Off top, baby.
Turnovers? How many turnovers?
4 turnovers.
We had four turnovers.
4 turnovers. Come on now. That's a totally different defense now, man.
Totally different.
Dude, it was hard for us to generate a single turnover.
We would go
5
weeks
games
without
last
getting
year.
turnovers.
Yes, bro.
Man, last year, right there, what happened to Diggs when that ball came off old boy's hand and just came right into him? He's coming forward. Last year, that shit would have hit him in the chest and bounced to the floor.
Yes. Or he wouldn't have been in the position. You know what I mean?
Nope.
He would have been trying to dive to grab that.
Very good point.
You know what I mean?
And you know,
it's totally different, man.
He's about man, if he has a 40-inch vertical, if he had a 42, he gets that pick there at the end, and we're all ecstatic calling Diggs the hero of the game.
It was just slightly
Hey,
out
dude,
of his reach.
Hey, we had it, man. We had the Diggs, what could have been a pick, the DeMarcus Lawrence almost strip sack that could have happened there at the end.
Man.
Jesus, man, it just the cards didn't fall right, man.
Hey, the other thing too, Bray's over there doing some upper body work because Armstrong almost ripped his arm off and that ball didn't go nowhere, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
very
what I'm
happy
seeing
with
from
Armstrong. Yes, sir.
Maybe,
yes, sir.
maybe Jared Jones was onto something with old Armstrong,
Maybe.
man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he knew
Yes,
something we didn't
sir.
know, man. But he was getting high praise out of camp as well. Last night, he was up there with pressures, man, and he got there. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to see. I kind of want to see what the stat lines as far as pressures were and quarterback hits were between Gregory and Dorrance last night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, big bro, hey, real quick. I told you, Armstrong's one of my guys. I told you.
That's right.
I told you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, real quick too, Dylan. Man, I think dude, there was. See, this is really what pisses me off, though, man. At times, you got Urban, Watkins, Basham, and Anai.
Right.
Those are your front four at times, bro. I just there is no key player on that front four that's generating any kind of pressure or anything, man. I hate when they do this, man. I hate that. There has to be a stud in there at all times, bro. At least one.
That's like in the NBA where the Lakers will go a certain amount of time where they don't have a single like star player in the lineup, no LeBron or AD. It's like you're wasting your time. You know that lineup.
Speak on it.
Yes, man.
Yep. Man, I don't want to even go into that. Stop, Dylan. Stop. Okay, stop. I'll start going into bigs and how we didn't have the same. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Hey, for me, I feel even better about this team after that loss than I did before the game. Just because of what I saw and how the approach they took on offense, that they're using their minds. And I saw my star players show out. I saw Dak look like an elite top 5 quarterback. He looked like he never missed a beat.
24 karat gold.
24 karat gold. Facts. And then CeeDee Lamb had a rough game, but he bounced back twice. And with Amari Cooper's, he's alpha, is everything you said he is. And our offensive line held up. Conor McGovern, he showed out, and we got good defensive players.
Real quick.
Dylan.
Let me just interject right there, man. I just want to give a shout out to Big Game James, man, because he came on Talking Boys with the Boys with Kyle Humans of the DallasCowboys.com and Talking Cowboys and the pregame show. Yeah, everybody knows who Kyle Humans is, and he stood there and he said Conor McGovern is that guy. I'm seeing it. I went to camp, blase, and Kyle Humans kind of shot him down a little bit, man. But hey, it's all coming to fruition, man. And shout out to that boy Big Game James for seeing that, man, because Conor McGovern is really out there doing it.
He sees the vision.
That's right. That's right.
Sir. But the overall point is, I feel great about this team. I know we have some hurt players and everything right now, maybe some suspensions and all that. But I feel like overall, over the course of the season, this offense was just in the beginning stages. We're about to see our offense get wrap up and season for them, and they're going to ramp up and they're going to be hot. And once they do go into the playoffs, get everybody back healthy and all that, and you're going to have all this experience for your rookies that you're counting on. I think they're going to be really dangerous. They're going to be a much better team at the end of the season than they are even right now. And you just saw them go toe-to-toe with the champs. So, yeah, I feel great about this team.
Well, they were talking about Dak's demeanor after the game, man. And I mean, his demeanor was very telling as to the way, you know, everything's going. They said he was very even keel, very about matter of fact, you know, let him know we'll be back. And the way he was talking was like, oh, we're going to be doing this. Like, you guys, this is us. Y'all know that, right? Like, this is who we are. I don't know if y'all thought it was any different. You know,
like, y'all are surprised, but we ain't.
Yeah, in fact, Mike McCarthy was like, when we look at the tape, Dak's not going to be very happy about that game, to be honest with you.
Yes.
You know, he was like, he lives, breathes, sleeps, eats, shits football.
That's right.
That's my quarterback.
Hey, man, I tell you this, man. Yeah. Hey, I tell you this, though, man. Well, I don't know. This time around, if this continues, this time around next year, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna. It's gonna be super hard to keep Kellen here as our OC, man.
Hey, you know what? Hey, big bro, he's hitting the weights a little bit too. Hey, you see him on the sideline? He got a little bigger shoulders. You know, he looks like he's hitting the weights a little bit. Hey, he's trying to look good, feel good, coach good. You feel me?
That's it. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I got a random question I forgot to prepare y'all for. But how many quarterbacks do y'all think are better than Dak Prescott right now?
2. I'm gonna answer that straight up. 2.
So Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, I'm guessing.
Yep. Not for nothing, or not trying to take anything away from Tommy Boy. He was real surgical last night. But he can't give you the legs. Dak got the legs, man. So if we're really comparing them right now at this moment, I don't care what they've done in the past. I'm not comparing the past. Right now, last night, Dak to me was the better quarterback. Why? Because he can run the ball. He can do things that Tom Brady can't do. Yes, Tom Brady was surgical
like Tom Brady, but he has legs as well.
Yes,
is what you're saying?
He has legs. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. So there's only 2 other guys that I think right now that are above him, and that'd be Patty and that boy A-Rod. And that's just my opinion. People, hey, they're going to listen to this and be like, Adam's out his goddamn mind. Hey, I'm out my goddamn mind. I'm sorry.
I've been saying Dak is a top 3 quarterback for over a year now, so I'm glad other people are joining in on it.
I agree.
Most hated, baby. Most hated. 4.
Hey, I agree.
Most hated.
I agree with that assessment, definitely. But the second over him, I don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is really over him, to be honest with you. The only guy that it would be Patrick Mahomes, 1A, 1B, Dak, and Aaron. Okay, because I have this convoluted faith in Dak this year, man. I just really do. Okay, I have this over the hump mentality now after that second half of what I saw and what he was capable of doing, and where he is now with everything. It's that graduated step. But to truly answer that question, I want to see Josh Allen, bro, this year.
Yeah.
You want to see him follow up? He had like 45 total touchdowns last year.
You know, because I can put, right there, but I got to see Josh Allen because that dude's something special.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the legs too, like Adam was talking about.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know, that's comparable right there. You know what I mean? Honestly, with everything that's going in and what I saw at number 4 last night, I don't even think that. I mean, the first half, he was still getting his feel of things, and look how good he did. To be honest with you.
Yes.
Like,
and then that second half, he locked in.
The Dak you see right now is gonna be just a foreshadowing of what you see later down the line this season. That's what's scary to me.
Oh, that is, and then oh man, yes.
That ain't scary to me, man. That brings me up for hey, I'm smiling ear to ear, baby. That's and
I'm gonna tell you,
that's gonna be scary to the league.
Hey, and I said it on Twitter, and I'll say it right here. You can attach garbage to anything on this team, special teams, Anthony Brown, some of the other aspects, but I do not want to hear garbage attached to Dak Prescott's name in any shape, way, or form. Because if you don't, just like my boy James Espinosa said, your knowledge on football is remedial if you're talking down on Dak right now.
For real.
Remedial.
Speak on it.
Remedial.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, we got some bad news, unfortunately. Michael Gallup is going to miss 3 to 5 weeks with a calf strain. Did y'all see what play it happened on? I didn't see it. I just saw him on the sideline and them talking about it.
Man, yeah, I was. Was it the toe tap?
It might have been the
After
toe
his
tap.
toe
man.
tap
Where he was out of bounds?
on the. Yeah, right there. Yeah, I believe so, man. I tried to go back and look at it. I just couldn't find it. You know what I mean? So I was just like, because he even after that he jumped up and you know what I mean. He looked fine walking off. You know what I mean? So
Well, even as he was on the sideline, he was never sitting down. Dude was standing up the whole time.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So what are we thinking? Our bye week is in 6 weeks. You think they just hold him out until the bye week and prepare for Minnesota and bring him back then?
Hey, man, look,
I
Michael Gallup is special. He is. But, hey, Cedric Wilson isn't a slouch.
Right.
Okay?
No, he ain't.
And with number 4 out there, we all saw what Tony Romo turned Laurent Robinson into, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And
got him paid.
Yeah.
You got him paid,
That's one of Dak's throwing buddies, so to speak.
That's his
one
boy.
of his best
Cedric
friends.
Wilson is his boy.
Yep.
Yes. So, for me,
they got a connection, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, last night we did a good job. I mean, it wasn't, like I said, the classical music that I was looking for with each receiver, but it was good rap when Cedric Wilson came in,
Yeah, I don't feel like I feel like losing Michael Gallup is obviously a loss, but I don't feel like it's a gigantic loss because I do have that faith in Cedric Wilson and Noah Brown to an extent too, just not to the extent.
Well, you know who I have faith in above all else with this? Kellen Moore.
Yep.
That's right. And I'll just say this too. One, Dalton Schultz, my guy.
Oh, that's tight end 1 right there, bro. That's tight end 1.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys remember 2019? It was about 4 or 5 games into the season, and we were doing these different jet sweeps. Trayvon Austin was on the team. Just a lot of opening up the playbook, and then it stopped. Y'all remember that?
Yeah. That was when Jason Garrett was accused of reeling everybody back.
I swear to God, last night, bro, it looked like they just pressed play on that.
Yeah.
Seriously.
A lot of pre-snap. There was some pre-snap motion. There was some reverses. There was all kinds of
RPOs.
Stuff. Good stuff. Hey, good stuff going on, brother. Yep. You have to, especially against that defense. But yeah, I hope they keep it up, man. I don't ever want to see the Jason Garrett offense again, bro. I don't ever want to see that again.
Man. Keep that shit in the 90s.
Dude, I used to hate when he would say, "We know what we're gonna do. They know what we're gonna do. We're still gonna do what we're gonna do." What? How does that even make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So we got some more bad news though. Lyle Collins, we got substance abuse allegations. I'm gonna say it's allegations because apparently they're appealing it and they're not very happy about it either. But at the time right now, it looks like he's gonna miss 5 games, and again, we're probably not gonna get him until after the bye, as it stands right now.
Yeah. Honestly,
so with that situation right there with Collins, man, it seems what I was reading and me and Mark were talking about it earlier. It seems like maybe he maybe he did what he did because he didn't want to get popped, and they try to find a quote unquote loophole in it. Because if you miss it, if you miss the drug test, it's only a fine, right? But if you get popped, it's a suspension. So it seems like they said, well, we're just not gonna go get tested, and we'll get fined. And by the time they make you go piss again, hopefully it's out your system. But apparently,
and he wouldn't get a positive.
Yep, and he wouldn't get a positive. But apparently, I don't know, man. But that's. Oh, man, that the rules for it, the policies for it, man, that's gonna put the NFL in a bind, in my opinion, because hey, I think I don't know where I saw it at, but it's just fines, bro. Like it's supposed to be fines. I don't know where the 5 came from. The 5 suspensions came from, man.
Yeah,
that's wild.
The five is what's really confusing because I have a chart up right here. Shout outs to Matt Owen for sharing this. But if he just missed the test entirely. For your first violation, that's a $20,000 fine. Your second violation is a 1 week salary, and your third violation is 2 weeks of salary. and your fourth and anything after that is 4 weeks of salary. So that's if he just missed it. But if he just flat out like refused to cooperate and refused to take the test, there is no 5-game suspension. You're what we have like up until 5 violations, it is a 4-game suspension, and your 6th violation is an 8-game suspension. So where are they getting the 5-game suspensions? That is what confuses me.
I'll give a theory on some of those things, man. Like with some of those things, sometimes some of these dudes pop positive and the NFL doesn't report anything about it, right? Sometimes these dudes pop positive in a lot of different areas, and then they don't say nothing. They'll give them a chance. They'll give them a shot, and then they pop positive too much, and they're like 5 games, right? And every one of us is like, dude, I'm looking at the chart. Where did this come from? And the NFL's like, homeboy had 48 positives.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
It seems like something like that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're not going to drag his name through the mud because, hey, I played college basketball, man, and I had a dude on my team. And the coach would come to him and tell him when the tests were. The coach would walk him into the bathroom. He'd come out with a negative test, and they would throw the test away. They'd do it again in about a week. It would be a negative test. And then when the NCAA came in to test him, he got fucked. And the coach was sitting there going, I told you, dumbass. You know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of what it seems like a little bit, that end. But it does seem like the aspect of it. And remember, these are set rules on paper. Roger Goodell has a little special itch in his balls to get us every time. Okay.
He sure does.
He does. He really does. He's got this little, he's got the, he doesn't like Jerry being his boss. Yes, I said it. Jerry is his boss. He's the commissioner, but Jerry runs the NFL.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Meanwhile, there's a QB1 down in Houston, still on the 53 roster,
God,
just chilling.
Don't get me started on that, man.
That's what I'm saying. How did this file come above 28, 30, 40 women accusing this dude of like debaucherous shit? Like, how did this file go above that?
That whole Zeke situation is just mind-boggling to me, because not only did the investigation get dropped against him for lack of evidence, but the NFL decided to run their own investigation. And the person they appointed to oversee the investigation interviewed the accuser and called her a liar and said that Zeke should not be suspended. And Zeke still got suspended 6 games.
Bro, they found the text where she was in cahoots with somebody.
Right. Like, so how does like Deshaun Watson 20-something allegations, not 20-something, and then on top of it, you have an FBI investigation going. Like, how does he not get any suspension? Like, when Zeke did, like, under no evidence, and now we have Lyle Collins is getting suspended before Deshaun Watson. Like, none of this makes sense.
But also look at the way it was reported too, Dylan, in the way it was reported with Deshaun Watson. We hear about the allegation one day, a woman said it, and I swear to God, 2 days later, you're like, oh, it's 12, and then Sunday you're like 24. And it just keeps, and it kept, and nobody was really playing on it. Nobody was really investigating it from a media standpoint. And Roger Goodell didn't even really make statement. I'm confused here, but he hadn't really made a statement about it, has he, or anything?
I haven't seen
Nope.
No. So it's like this dirty little secret that's still going around that looks really, really bad. And then all of a sudden, Lyle Collins is smoking weed. We're gonna get him out for 5 games. What the hell?
Do they even?
I think it's a. Nah.
I think
they just said
it's got to be something. They
got to be that
PEDs.
white girl.
It's got to be coke or something. They usually say PEDs when it's PEDs, don't they?
You know what,
when it's PEDs, when they say if it's PEDs, they say PEDs, man. Performing enhancing drugs.
Dude,
gotta be coke, right?
Hey, look, man, my brain was going on the Hispanic Latino view, so I was already associating marijuana with it, because the white lady I never really danced with too much. So, oh wow, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're right. Hey, what do you think Roger Goodell would do if homeboy popped positive for coke maybe 18 times, and then he gives him a few positive tests, and then he pops positive directly? Because remember, from what I understand by some of these things, doesn't coke get out of your system pretty quick? Right? It doesn't sit there for a month.
No.
I don't know.
3
I'm not
days.
an expert on that.
3
The
days.
metabolites of it, bro. The metabolites of it is different, man. So this dude might be a cokehead. Shit.
Damn. Hey, we just went down the rabbit hole on this one.
Yeah. His camp released a statement on it. let me read this statement real quick. It's from his representatives. It says, we are extremely disappointed in how the NFL has handled this entire matter, from trampling on Mr. Collins' rights to prematurely releasing the information, knowing a timely appeal was filed, to intentionally misleading the court at the hearing. The extent and effort the NFL went to accomplish its ends is appalling. Right. So that makes me feel like there's something shady going on.
Well, I can't tell you as a lawyer, if you're accusing my client of cocaine abuse, I'm about to pull out all stops to make you look like an asshole.
Yeah.
Dick swinging contest is what it sounds like.
Seriously, because if it was marijuana, I'd be like, hey, look, man. Well, honestly, though, isn't that why Randy Gregory is going to be reliable? Because the marijuana policy has been decreased.
Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly why.
So how the hell, if we're decreasing it and somebody like Randy Gregory can get through tests, does Lyle get popped? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's got to be something
bad. Seriously. Y'all all talking, what, he's a meth head or some shit.
Oh, shit. I hope not. I guess that's how he got skinny so fast.
I was going to say, hey, you know what? Hey, dude, hey, Dylan, down here in South Texas, if you go driving around a little bit, you're going to see dudes running around in trash bags, bro. You know why? They think that's the best way to lose weight. So everybody's got their view on how they need to cut weight.
Hey, that's that Mexican sweatsuit, son.
Yeah, man. Hey, we're not playing, man. And they're like, hey, I lost 5 pounds of water weight, you dipshit. What the hell?
All right, guys. Man. Well, we're up over an hour here. I'm taking up a bunch of y'all's time. Let's just let's get this wrapped up with like what are some final thoughts on the game and the season moving forward? Go ahead. I'll start with you, Adam.
All right, man. Final thoughts. I've said this before and I'll say it again, man. Offensively, we look great. Defensively, we look a little bit better than last year. Some things need to be fixed. I think they're going to get fixed. We got some challenges ahead of us, especially with the O-line. I think we're poised to have a big year, man. Definitely not going to say Super Bowl, but NFC Championship. It's there for the taking, man. Or the game.
You're thinking a playoff run at least.
Yes, sir. So we'll
okay,
see, man.
So for me, I have a logical Cowboys brain, and I call that my analyst brain, and then I have my fan brain, right?
That's right.
My fan brain is the one that predicted 21-14 the other day. That was my fan brain, but I really like that brain, man. I really like that brain. I really like that way of my thinking. So I'm going to go with what KZ said. Okay? Until I can sit here and really have a negative to kind of throw out there, I got to go with KZ said. KZ said we're about to go undefeated. He said we're about to, 16-1? Is that what he said?
16-1, baby.
Because I'm looking at the schedule, and look, I know I sound like a delusional homer. Here goes another one of those delusional Cowboys fans. That's why we hate them. But why wouldn't I think like that?
The Cowboys wouldn't I think like that? Every game except Kansas City.
Hey, bro, look,
we were supposed to get blasted last night.
Yeah. Hey, we were, and remember, LP last pod, he was there trying to stress that what would that do for Noshawn Wright's psyche if he could hold down Mike Evans? What do you think? You know what I mean? What do you think this did to this Cowboys team for us to go up to Tampa in that hostile environment against the defending Super Bowl champion and one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever fucking do it, and go and put on this performance than we did? They had them motherfuckers on their toes. They had no choice but at the end to kick a winning field goal against us just to beat us, man. What do you think that did for this Cowboys team psyche, man? So at the end of the day, all I'm saying is these guys are fixing to come, man. This year is going to be special for us. I don't know how special it is. It's going to get, but it's going to be very, very special. Mark it. Mark that shit down.
The reports from the plane last night was somber. These dudes were quiet. These dudes were upset. These dudes didn't feel like they just came and did something and almost shocked the world. Nah, these dudes were sitting there pissed off.
Right. This team has taken on the persona of Dak. That's exactly his demeanor. That's what's going on.
You see that last Hard Knocks episode was like Dak was the head coach the whole time.
Yep. They said that's exactly what they said. He's a coach on the field.
But if you've ever been in a locker room and you've ever been with a guy like that, it brings you up, man. It brings your play up. There's an aspect of it to where you think, you know what? I can do that, man. I had a dude pumping me up like that in college, and I got my ass sat down because I tried to dunk on a 6'6" dude. All right. I was like, oh, that's right. Never mind, my bad. Hey, you can quit telling me that shit, dog.
That's your fault for motivating me, stupid.
Yeah, I'm going baseline and like, oh, wait a minute, But then when I get blocked, guess what? I go right back to that other dude, and he's like, go up with 2. Put his ass in the rim. I'm like, okay, let's do this. You're right. Yeah, bet. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You never, with Dak there, you always feel like you got a shot, man. You really do. Last night we're all looking at it like, let's go, Dak. Collinsworth. Oh my God, that's the other thing. Collinsworth, I know he's trying, but can you not just be on Tom Brady's dick the whole night? Right. Like, oh my God, man.
After that game, he had to wipe his mouth, his lips a little bit.
Seriously, even that great play that Trayvon Diggs almost made there at the end. What does he say? Yeah, he's lucky on that one because he had all kind of room to run right after that. Yeah, no shit. I think he knew that, and that's why he went for the play. It's called trying to make a play, Chris. Like, damn.
All right, guys.
But yeah, delusionally optimistic, bro.
Yeah. Real quick, who should what should be the starting offensive line with Lyle Collins out?
Go ahead, Mark.
Okay.
We already thinking the same. I already know what he's gonna say. So
Tyron, Williams, Biotish, McGovern, Martin.
Same exact line for me.
Yes, sir. Let's roll.
And you know what though? Real quick though, I'm gonna add something here at the end. Yeah. Fucking Jason Garrett knew something about Biotish when he took the rights to Looney. Okay.
What do you mean by
that? He
that?
really did, dog. Well, what happened this year was Jason Garrett signed Joe Looney to the Giants at the beginning of the season, and Joe Looney retired. So he owns Joe Looney's rights through the whole year. Joe Looney can't come back to the Cowboys and help us out, bro.
Oh, because he retired. They haven't technically
Yes, he retired
released
the
him.
Giants.
If he comes back, he has to play for the Giants.
They own his rights through 2021. You tell me Jason Garrett didn't know that, man.
And I said this earlier too on Twitter, man. Shout out to the Star Boys Network, man. And Cam over there and me and Mark, we were talking about it, and I said, man, there was a reason why they were eager to get Williams in there to take center snaps, dude. You know what I'm saying? These last couple of weeks before the season started. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing that scares the shit out of me, big bro, though, is that Jason Garrett knew that, and he hadn't been here for a bit. So that's what scares me, bro.
So basically, if Connor Williams could start, he would be the starting center over Biotish. If he could snap, I should say.
If he could snap, but what difference would have been last night? He got forklifted too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Do you think McGovern should be the starting left guard when Martin comes back and Lyle as well?
That's a good question right there, bro. That is a really good question.
He's the better player, right?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, Connor's been having trouble. We have never seen Conor just sit down and be a solid player for a long period of time, have we?
Nope.
Oh no, and we keep trying it because of his pedigree.
Yeah, if we come back, when everybody comes back, man, we definitely keeping McGovern's one of the better 5. So McGovern, so he's got to stay in. I'd put Williams out, man. You know what I'm saying? Have Lyle at the end. Have the president there, Biotish, McGovern, and Smith. That would be the way to go, in my opinion. So,
you know what, guys? I might take some of that money and go get a center in free agency, man. Because that snap that Dak made up for, the blocking issues.
Yeah. I forgot about that snap. He had to pick up off the ground.
He had to pick up off the ground, and Dak saved his ass right there.
He turned that into a touchdown, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He pulled his best Tony Romo he could right there.
That's it. But yeah, man.
So, I'm looking at some free agency help at center. I ain't even gonna lie, man, for real. Matt Skura's still out there. There's some people out there. And the thing about it is, and look, with all signs are pointing towards Biotish can't do it. Like, this is getting scary.
Mm-hmm. I know we got to end this show, Dylan, but I just got to say this, man. I'm very pleased from what I saw. And at the end of the day, it's time to move on to them Chargers, and now we gotta see Joey Bosa versus Steeler or Nzeki, man, and that's a scary thought, man. So
it's a scary thought, but I have all the faith in the world in Dak. So
that's right.
And we'll keep Zeke into block.
Yep, it might be a repeat of last week, but I feel like we'll be able to pull out the win this time.
Trade Zeke left and right.
All right, guys. Well, I just want to thank you guys for coming on here with me. I'm glad we were able to get the gang back together to finish what we started. And you guys are awesome. I mean, I thank you guys for coming to your show initially, and it's cool to have you guys on mine.
Hey, we appreciate it, man. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
Much appreciated. All right, guys. Well, tell them where they can find you.
Man, I go first. Y'all can find me at Twitter at HopDeVille. You know what I'm saying? I'm always on there talking that shit, talking that Cowboys familiar shit.
Yeah, and I'm on Twitter at Mark D's Corner, you know, just getting out there, trying to get as much info as we can out there, good info. And hey, we appreciate you having us on, Dylan. It's always fun to talk to you, man. It's always good transfer back and forth, good banter. And it's always very constructive, bro.
All right, y'all.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Have a good one, guys. Peace.